Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are, and welcome back to another episode on the Annoyed Dad channel. I'm hoping over the past couple of days you've noticed there has been a bit of an uptick in not only the video quality but also the sound quality in these videos. I've actually changed how I'm recording them. So I've got it on an external mic which has got one of those little socks over the top of it, so when the wind blows it doesn't make that noise all the time and you can actually hear what I say. Yes, I know, amazing, brilliant. Right, so today we are going to talk about something that I haven't really spoken about before other than in the plans of saying we're going to do this. But I've never made a video on it because there's always been one little issue, which we'll come to in just a second. So if I just take a step back, you can see there's a scaffold pole there and it's on a wheelie bin and stuff's been pulled out and moved out the way. Oh, briefly, just before we go on, we harvested some quail, me and my lad, because it was his first time at harvesting. I didn't want to film it and place the added pressure on him of him being filmed at the same time, but he done incredible. He was brilliant with it, absolutely fantastic. So we harvested them, we ate them. First time I've ever eaten quail, and my God, is that a nice meat to eat. But we've also had a rat that's been getting in there and it has killed something like 6 quail. So we've just been round and we've put all of these grids down in places, and there's a grid just inside there. If you look close you can just make it out where my finger's going. There's a new grid in there because it's left us with 1 quail now, 1 female, which isn't the best of things. But anyway, we're 1 minute and 40 into the video already and we haven't even got round to talking about what we're talking about. So this is the area of the farm. You all know this. I've walked around here plenty of times and I've just walked straight past things. And we've never stopped to explore what we've actually got here. So here is a pile of dirt. This has been building up ever since we brought the place back in July. This is one of the first things I wanted to do. One of the first stuff I went out and brought was to do with this. So this is basically from that hole there. We'll get onto the hole in a second. So what this is our local subsoil here. Excuse the leaves in it. They're obviously not local subsoil. They're just stuff that's blown in. And it is a type of sandy clay. I think it's called Wealden clay or Wealden sand or something like that. It's got some proper scientific classificational name to it. So that's basically that, and that is what has come out of that hole there. So let's just have a quick look at that hole. If you're playing the Annoyed Dad drinking game, every time I say so, apparently that's when you're meant to drink. I don't know, I don't drink. So if you look at that hole there, you can just make out at the bottom of it, hopefully, that there is some water. You might even be able to see, nah, just casting a shadow more than anything else. So that is, see, I've done it again. That hole was dug by me using this thing, which is meant to be a wow auger. It does have another 2 extension bits. That's only 3 and a bit meters long there. So it does have another 2, so we can go up to 5 and a bit extension bits. But if you are considering getting one, I will tell you now, they are absolutely pants. Load of old rubbish. Well, they're all right if your soil's nice and soft, but as soon as you get down to anything which is slightly harder, it's no good. So we've been using this to start off with, and I might use it for some posts because it's that sort of thing for posts, unless I get one of those big machines that you're able to hold and go and get down to get the post. But what we have been doing is we've been using a scaffold pole that's actually being flattened. If we take a look at it, you can see it's been flattened at one end. Use that, chuck that in, break up the soil, and then go in with the auger, and the auger picks up all of the, well, hopefully picks up all of the broken bits of soil. But the auger's got a slight issue to it because it's got a, hang on, let me get you, I'm at a strange angle myself. So there you go, you see it's got that point, and the point is actually below where the blades start kicking in. So the point needs to go in, that's about 2 inches long. So your point needs to go down about 2 inches before your blades even start kicking in. And where it's sandstone, or hard, compact, sandy stuff, I've actually bent the bottom of those blades, have been bent round backwards from where I've been forcing it so hard. But anyway, I digress. We are talking about the wow. We haven't done a video on it because obviously it hasn't been done. I checked it during the summer, and I suppose the last time I worked on it was about August time. And I looked in there and a couple of rats had come scurrying along and had actually fallen down there. So I was like, oops. But when we looked at it today, there's actually water in there. So I'm hoping that what that means is that the water level within the ground has actually risen up because of all of the rains we've had recently, and the water level is now higher, rather than it being just runoff, surface runoff from around here, which has gone in there. Now the trick to work out that is just to wait a couple of days where there's no rain and see what happens. Next trick is to sink down the casing of the wow, the inner piece. I do have the proper wow thingy-majig to go in there as well. The next step would be to rig up all of that and to start using it basically, or just to get like a hose pipe down there and just pump it out. I do have a sump pump at home, but I think it's actually wider than what that is. So that is the well. That is the one thing I've never spoken about, never really brought it up. So if you are a well expert, or if you know anything about wells, please do let me know in the comment section down below, because I've got no idea. I know that the water level around here isn't very deep at all. And if I give you a clue, because I put this one down, let me show you this one. This pole here is the one we're looking at, and you can see just there is a line, and that's roughly, I would say that is about 20 centimetres, so about 9 inches from there to the bottom, and that's where the water level is. And knowing that the water table around here is about 2 metres down normally, I think we've hit water, and I think I might have a free supply of water down there, or at least I hope I do. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll give it a few days. That's the reason why I'm doing this as one of the lockdown diaries. Boris has apparently confirmed on December the 2nd is when the lockdown is going to end for definite, without any doubt. So, you know, I'll be able to stop my daily uploads then, and we'll be able to go back to twice weekly or whatever it is we're doing. Unless, of course, everybody really likes the daily uploads. I haven't stopped and looked at the analytics really, just to see if they're working or if they're not. So I'll end today's video there. That is just a handy little hint. I know a few people have been up from the family who watch the videos, and they have seen the well, and they'll be excited to see that there's water in there, because they'll be the first people to know. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please do like, please do comment. If you've got any ideas for me, please do write them down in the video description below. And I will just explain, if that water is in there for definite, and if I know that that is where the water level comes up to during the winter, I don't mind having it there and having to use other water during the summer when it dips down again. That's perfectly fine. If I can use it for 6 months of the year, that is going to cut my water costs down for 6 months of the year, obviously, which is going to be a huge, massive difference to having to pay for the commercial rates of water all year round. Does that make sense? That should make sense, because obviously if I have to pay for water all year round, whereas if I got the option to use it, I don't know, it might be for 9 months of the year I can use the water in that, then obviously I'm going to do that. So yeah, cheers for watching, and until tomorrow's video, bye bye.